Well, hello indie people. Well, today I've got a little bit of an embarrassing story to tell from 2009. I'm doing it because I want to advise people who are going out into the world of love and relationships, basically just to do anything but what I did. Anyway, before we actually get onto the story, here's a picture of when I was 16. Oh, the curtains, I can't deal. Just can't deal with the curtains, man. One of the greatest regrets of my life, wearing curtains. Absolutely. But anyway, about the date. It was 2009, the 25th of April 2009, and it was one of the hottest days of that year. I didn't plan ahead. Basically, I was talking to this girl for a few months. I knew her from primary school, and I hadn't seen her in 6 years, and we were talking online using a site called Bebo. Bebo, man, oh god, so much nostalgia. She was fond of me, I think, and I was fond of her at the time. So yeah, I just suggested to her, do you want to meet up, go out on a date or something? And she said yes. So that's what we did. On the day, I got the train up to hers. In Newcastle we have our own metro network like London and Glasgow and Liverpool. Just 20 minutes on the train. Met up with her. We got back on the train, and I didn't plan anything. Like, I literally had no idea what we were going to do. So we were coming along the coast, and I just said to her, oh, do you want to just have a walk round? She was like, yeah, we'll walk around the coast, Andy, we'll do whatever you want. So that's what we did. Basically for 2 hours we were just walking around like my hometown, just talking about anything and everything. There's not much to see where I used to live. There's really not. So I took her back to mine. We chilled there for a bit, and then I get a phone call. And this is from one of my best friends, who's still one of my best friends today. I've known for over 10 years. So if you're, you know who you are. Hi. He rings me up saying, hi man, are you alright? I was like, yeah, I'm alright. I'm just out on a date. He was just like, oh, well, good on you. I was like, thanks. 16-year-old me just didn't know how to deal with congratulations. He asks me if we're doing anything, and I said, oh no, I'm just at home. What are you doing? And he just said, oh, I'm just out with a couple of friends. We're out down by the coast in Whitley Bay. They were just basically just hanging around, basically just doing typical 16, 17-year-old things. And he said, do you want to come? And you can bring her along as well. I was like, yes! Do you know what? I haven't planned anything. This is precisely what we need to do. We get back on the train. We go over to Whitley Bay. If you haven't visited Whitley Bay before, basically it's a little bit like Brighton. We met up with my friend and two of his other friends. We were just chilling. And then, because at the time I used to walk everywhere, he just said, we're just gonna go for a walk, see what happens. I was like, okay. So we walked from Whitley Bay. There's also a lighthouse, which is about half a mile. Walked to the lighthouse, and then we just decided to keep going, so we walked like another half a mile to the next town, and then we walked further down till we got to the chippy, a fish and chip shop, and then we saw some woods. They were like, oh, do you want to go into the woods? We were like, I didn't actually ask her what time she had to be back for. This was 7 years ago. I'm a lot better at this sort of thing now than I was back then. So, we go into the woods, and it was nice. We were just chatting away, having a good time. I don't know whether to tell this story or not. Actually, do you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna say it because it's actually quite funny. Basically, when I was 16, I didn't have a clue what a camel toe was. Now, obviously, I know what a camel toe is now, but for those who don't know, it's basically a woman's lady parts. It cropped up in conversation because we were 16, you know, and I was like, what's that? And they just looked at me and hysterically laughed at me, and they were like, oh, you don't know what a camel toe is? I was like, no. And they tried to tell us what it was, but I just wasn't getting it. It's like, It's like a woman. And I was like, I don't know what you're on about. And basically she just blurted it out, "It's a vagina!" I was like, oh, okay. But anyway, we were coming back. It was still really hot, and we heard noises in the bushes, right? And somebody said it was a group of young people, or if you're like me, you refer to them as chavs or chavs. One person said, "Oh, they're gonna come and get me, so we need to run." So all 5 of us ran back the way we came into a little field, right? It gets better, don't worry. Basically, we were really paranoid about, oh, they're gonna beat us up or something like that. And we were just like, we're gonna have to cross the field. There's no way we can go back down there. The field we were crossing actually was filled with horses. There was a flock of horses. I don't know what the term for a group of horses is. Please let us know down below if you know what it is. I saw this like shadow, like a massive shadow in the distance, and I didn't have a clue what it was. They weren't making any noise, and then they started coming towards us. We heard like the like horses, like horses' hooves, like trampling towards us. All 5 of us were like, "Fuck! Run!" Like we all ran. And she was actually scared of horses, and I was like, "Oh, it's okay, it's okay." No, we need to run, run or whatever. And oh my god, we ran to the fence, and it was we hopped over the fence, and then we ended up in a field full of mud. Our shoes were completely covered in mud. The most interesting part of the story actually is now, and so we actually saw some houses. We managed to get into the estate. His friends went off. They were walking home. This was about 9-10 o'clock, and we met them about 3-4. So we were out for a good few hours. We were lying down in the grass, just chilling, talking about the day's events. And then friend's leg was bleeding, and we lifted up his. Well, he lifted up his jeans. He had a massive gash in the left or right leg. I can't remember now. It was so long ago. It turns out that the fence that we climbed was covered in barbed wire. Now he's got a permanent scar on my first ever date. My dad picked us up. We dropped her back off at hers, and she texted me the day after saying that she was grounded because she was late home. Well done, Andy, of the past. Basically, what I advise anyone when it comes to dates, don't do what I did. Make sure you plan. Because you don't know what kind of trouble you'll get into.
I'm not gonna live this down.
Okay, so that was the story of my first ever date. Considering I've like really embarrassed myself doing this video, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. I'll leave social media down below as always, and you'll be able to find the link to my last video where I answered 25 questions. If you want to subscribe to know when I make a new video and upload it, please do so. And as always, stay you, stay indie.